In this video, we'll cover Azure Virtual Machines. What is a VM and what resources does it need? How do availability sets protect you during maintenance? How do VM scale sets handle traffic spikes automatically? And where does Azure Virtual Desktop fit in? By the end, you'll be able to decide when to use a single VM, a scale set, an availability set, or Azure Virtual Desktop. You need full control over your operating system. Maybe you're running legacy software that requires a specific patch level. Maybe you need custom drivers for a GPU workload. Or maybe you're migrating an on-prem server and want to change as little as possible. PaaS won't give you this level of control. You need IaaS. You need a virtual machine. A virtual machine is a software emulation of a physical computer. It has a CPU, memory, storage, and a network connection, but it runs on shared physical hardware in an Azure data center. You choose the operating system, Windows or Linux. You choose the size, how many CPUs, and how much RAM. You can connect via SSH or remote desktop, install whatever you want, and configure it however you need. It's your machine. You just don't own the metal underneath it. When you create a VM, it needs supporting resources, a virtual network and subnet, a network interface card, a public IP address if you want internet access, an OS disk stored in managed disks, optionally data disks, and a network security group for firewall rules. All of these get created alongside the VM. If you delete the VM, clean up these resources separately or they'll keep costing you money. Azure regularly updates its physical hosts, security patches, firmware upgrades, hardware replacements. If you're running a single VM, there's a brief interruption. Now imagine two web servers behind a load balancer. If Azure maintains both hosts at the same time, both VMs go down. This is the problem availability sets solve. An availability set tells Azure to spread your VMs across fault domains and update domains. Fault domains are separate physical racks. Update domains are logical groups for planned maintenance. Azure updates one domain at a time, so some VMs are always running. Use availability sets to protect against hardware failure within a single data center. For data center level protection, use availability zones instead. Now imagine traffic triples overnight. Two VMs can't handle it. You could manually create more, but by the time you're done, the spike might be over. You need automatic scaling. This is where VM scale sets come in. A VM scale set is a group of identical VMs that Azure scales automatically based on demand. You define a base image and Azure creates copies as needed. Set a rule. When CPU exceeds 75%, add instances. When it drops below 30%, remove them. Scale sets work with Azure Load Balancer to distribute traffic. Use them for workloads with variable or unpredictable traffic. Azure Virtual Desktop is a different use case. Your company has remote employees who need a standardized Windows desktop. Instead of shipping laptops, run the desktop in Azure. Users connect from any device through a browser or thin client. IT manages one golden image instead of hundreds of laptops. Use it for remote workforces and contractor access. Here's how to decide. Use a single VM when you need full OS control. Use availability sets to survive hardware failures and planned maintenance. Use VM scale sets when traffic is variable. And use Azure Virtual Desktop for remote standardized desktop access. Next up, containers and serverless.